Ever had a twinge of envy? Felt the sting of jealousy? These feelings, although uncomfortable to some, can lead others down a darker path. Enter the demon of jealousy, also known as the green demon. In South Africa, this entity comes in the form of a zombie goblin lurking in the dark, waiting to strike while you sleep. Welcome, dear listeners, to another spine-chilling episode of Creepy Creatures, Eerie Folktales from around the world. Today, we delve into the haunting folklore of South Africa and the malevolent spirit known as the Tokoloshe. So buckle up, dim the lights, and get ready for a tale where envy takes a chilling form. In the realm of the supernatural, few entities are as chilling as the Tokoloshe, also known as the green demon of jealousy. Legend has it that this creature is a zombie goblin, a harbinger of doom that strikes at night, summoned by those consumed by envy and hatred. Although many African tribes call the Tokoloshe by a slightly altered name, the origins can be traced back to the Xhosa people of South Africa. In Nguni mythology, Tokoloshe, Tokoloshe, Thokolosi, or Healy is a dwarf-like water spirit. It's mischievous and evil, with the ability to turn invisible by drinking water or swallowing a stone. But why does the Tokoloshe strike fear into the hearts of many? Well, it's said that malevolent individuals call upon this creature to wreak havoc on their enemies. At its least harmful, the creature might be used to scare children, but its powers extend to causing illness or even death. The origins of the Tokoloshe trace back to Bantu folklore, where it emerged as a phantom to explain the perplexing deaths of those asleep in their rendezvous at night. Picture this: people traditionally resting on the floor with grass mats around a wood fire for warmth during sub-freezing nights. Unbeknownst to them, the fire was silently depleting oxygen levels, releasing noxious carbon monoxide, denser than pure air, and sinking to the bottom. It was a revelation that those in elevated sleeping positions were spared from the creature's deadly curse. To safeguard against this malevolent spirit, legend has it that placing a few bricks beneath each leg of one's bed could keep the Tokoloshe away at night. But what if you want to summon this creature? Well, that's a darker tale. The client, usually a jealous person, approaches an evil witch doctor seeking vengeance. But there's a sinister catch. Before the summoning begins, the client must promise the soul of a loved one. The witch doctor then locates a dead body, pierces the eye sockets and brain with a hot iron rod so that it cannot think for itself, sprinkles it with a special powder, and shrinks the body. The Tokoloshe is then unleashed to terrorize its target. But here's the twist. The Tokoloshe demands a soul before setting out to unleash terror. The client doesn't get to choose. Only the Tokoloshe decides whose soul it takes, be it in weeks, months, or even years. So tell me, dear listeners, who's worth that price? The soul of your mother, grandmother, your son, or your beloved husband? Some say only children can see it, making adults an easier target. And if you ever spot the Tokoloshe, never draw attention to it. It's mischievous, but becomes malevolent when controlled by an evil sorcerer or a jealous foe. Now, picture this weird-looking zombie creature, a brown, hairy dwarf that speaks with a lisp. It often appears naked, but sometimes wears a cloak, and, interestingly, has a single buttock.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, you can't go around naked. Sir, excuse you.
And brace yourself for this golden nugget. Some versions claim the Tokoloshe's anatomy includes a penis so long, it slings it over its shoulder.
I beg your pardon?
In other versions, it has a smaller appendage. At this point, it's the least of my worries, but just a heads up. If you're trying to trap a Tokoloshe, you'd hire a witch doctor to sprinkle a mystical powder made from the corpse of an already deceased Tokoloshe. The powder is sprinkled at farm entrances where the Tokoloshe steals its preferred cow's milk, paralyzing and trapping it upon entry. Alternatively, a pastor, especially one with an apostolic calling, holds the power to banish the Tokoloshe from an area. Today, the Tokoloshe remains a significant part of South African culture, making headlines and sparking beliefs in its supernatural existence. People still fear the Tokoloshe could be summoned by someone envious of their success. Sellers of muti, traditional medicine, offer products to protect against this supernatural being, including a concoction made from Tokoloshe fat, a repellent smeared on the skin. While some may dismiss the Tokoloshe as a legend explaining carbon monoxide deaths, the demon of jealousy remains as real as the sun is bright. The lengths to which people go in their hatred and envy can be unforgiving. But is it enough to summon a zombie dwarf monster to deliver a deadly fate? Some believe so. That concludes our bone-chilling tale of the Tokoloshe, the green demon of jealousy. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Creepy Creatures. Join us next time for another eerie folktale from around the world. Until then, my dear listeners, stay curious and keep an eye out for the lurking shadows in the dark, some of which might be accompanied by a rather large appendage.